Hi, it's Louise here again. So today we're going to be making banana loaf, but with a twist. Now I'm going to make it with some chocolate chunks and caramel in it, so I'm going to show you how to do it. First of all, we want a 2-pound loaf tin, and we're going to just give it a little grease. So I've just got a little bit of margarine here, and just pop it around the sides and the bottom, just like that, just to make sure that your cake doesn't stick when it comes out of the oven. And I've just measured a piece of grease-proof paper, just so that I can pop it in and it just goes up the sides. And that just means when the cake comes out of the oven, I can just lift it and hopefully it'll come out quite easily. Okay, so it's a really easy recipe this. We've just got 100 grams of margarine, so just pop that into the bowl. And then we've got 175 grams of caster sugar, so we'll pop that in as well. Then we've got 225 grams of self-raising flour, so in that goes. And then just to help it on its way, we've got just a level teaspoon of baking powder, so just pop that in as well. Okay, and then to that I'm going to add 2 eggs. Okay, so I've just whisked 2 eggs up. I'm just going to pop that in, along with 2 tablespoons of milk. The eggs and the milk are at room temperature. Okay, so we're going to pop that into the mixer, and we're just going to pop it on a medium speed for just a couple of minutes. Okay, so that's had a couple of minutes, and it's nice mixture, nice and light. We're just going to scrape the paddle and then just take the bowl off. I'm just going to scrape the mixture just from round the bowl. Okay, now that's all ready now for adding the bananas. So ideally in this recipe you want to use bananas that are quite ripe. Now these aren't quite as ripe as what I'd like, but they're just what I had in. So it's 2 bananas, 2 sort of medium bananas. So we just peel them, and basically what we're going to do is just get rid of those little bits of rind. We're going to mush them really, just with a fork, just like this. Let's get rid of those rind bits. And then we're just going to add those to the mixture. If I put those in when I was mixing everything up though, you sort of would lose the banana, it would all get mixed into one. So what I'm going to do with these, I'm just going to fold them in, just gently. So just give them a mush up, just like that. Doesn't matter if you've got some bits that are bigger, it's nice to get a little bit of banana. And then we're just going to pop them into the bowl. Just like that. Okay, and then just with your spatula, just give them just a nice little mix up, just so that they're thoroughly mixed in. Now, if you like your banana cake, your banana loaf just plain, you can actually just pop that in the oven now. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some chocolate chips, chocolate chunks actually, and some caramel to it. So I'll just show you what I'm going to do with that. I've got some regular chocolate here, and I'm just basically just chopping it into sort of chunks really, quite decent sized chunks, so that when you get one, you can sort of tell that you've got some nice chocolate. So just, I've got 100 grams of chocolate here. So once it's all chopped up, we're just going to fold that into the mixture. Okay, so my chocolate's all chopped up. This is just milk chocolate. If you want to use dark chocolate, that's fine. And then we just pop it in to our cake mixture and just give it another little mix up, just so that the chocolate is thoroughly mixed in. Okay, so just a little twist to this recipe. I'm going to add some ready-made salted caramel sauce. Now this is some that I just got from Tesco's, but what I like to just swirl it in the mixture, and it's just nice when you come across little chunks of sort of caramel when you're eating it. So roughly about 2 tablespoons I'm going to pop in. So I'm just going to pop one in, and really all you want to do, I'll pop it in like that, and then I'll just get one more. I've nearly used all this jar up, so I might just finish what I've got in this jar. There we go. And then just very gently, I'm just going to just sort of swirl it in, not mix it too much because otherwise it'll just go into the mixture completely. Okay, so then it's ready to go into the prepared baking tin. So just really only just mix that caramel in a little. So if we pop it in, and if you use a spatula just to make sure you get every last little bit out of the bowl. Okay, and then you just want to give it a little shake, just to even it out. And I've got a little bit of caramel left here, so what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to pop it on the top like that. Oh, it'll come off. And I'm just going to pop it in, I'm just going to push it into the mixture so that we've just got little blobs of caramel. So I've got a little bit more here. And then with a spatula, I'm just going to sort of blob it in like that, just so that it's hidden. But you know, when you come across it when you eat it, you'll have a lovely little chunk of caramel. Okay, so I'm going to bake this now in a preheated oven, fan oven about 160, gas mark 3 to 4, and I'm going to test it after about 30 minutes. It will probably take about 40 to 45 minutes, maybe even a little bit longer. But I always like to test it after 30 minutes because if you cook a cake too long, it's just really dry and not pleasant. So I'll pop this in the oven and test it and see how we get on. Okay, so here's my banana loaf, nicely baked. As you can see, it's got a nice colour on the top. Now, I did check it after 30 minutes and it actually took 55 minutes to cook. So what I did, I just checked it every 5 minutes or so. And the way to tell if it's cooked is just to pop a skewer just in like that. And if it comes out nice and clean, then it means that your cake is ready. Okay, so once it's done, while it's still warm, if you just get a knife and just go around the very edges, just loosening the cake from the tin. Where you've got the greaseproof paper, you don't need to bother doing that little bit because it's going to be coming out with the paper. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it in the tin for 5 minutes just to cool, and then we're going to tip it out onto the cooling rack. Okay, so it's had 5 minutes to cool. It's still a little bit hot in the baking tin, so I'm going to pop the gloves back on and I'm going to just try and turn it out onto the baking sheet. So if we just pop it over like that, okay, and then what we can just try and do is just lift it out like that. Because we've loosened it already, it comes away quite easily. And then all we need to do with this is we can just pop this strip off and just leave it. Oh, got a little bit of caramel there coming out. We can just leave it now there on the baking tray to cool. Okay, so that's my lovely banana, chocolate and caramel loaf. Now, the thing is with this is once we've cut it, you'll be able to see all the lovely chunks of chocolate and chunks of caramel in it, and it'll be absolutely delicious. So if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, or if you want to subscribe, that's great. And I will put a list of all the ingredients in the description below. Thanks once again for watching. See you soon.